Indy Mogul.
This week on Indie News, what happens when a guy starts a filmmaking website and after 10 years invites all these people from the internet to meet up in person in Las Vegas? Does Apple's new iPhone offer anything cool for filmmakers? And Canon's experimental sensor that can almost see in the dark? Hey Indie Mogulers, Griffin here. We always hear how important collaboration and networking is for filmmakers. But what does that mean? When I was younger, my dad would encourage me to network, which I thought was setting up lunch meetings and trading business cards. But then in 2003, I discovered filmfights.com, and it was the perfect place for me to meet other filmmakers, learn from each other, and show them what I could do. It's how I met Russell, it's how I met Justin Johnson and Eric Beck, who founded Indy Mogul and got me this job. It's even how I met my wife. So now that I know that networking is just hanging out with talented people who share your interests, of course, I go to the annual Film Fights convention. In fact, I'm wearing the 10-year anniversary of Film Fights t-shirt. So this year we went to Vegas, and Russell has more on this story.
August 22nd, 2013. A group of filmmakers from around the world converge on Las Vegas, Nevada for the 10th anniversary Film Fights convention. In all, there were 26 filmmakers who attended, and everyone quickly got to know each other, making friends and connections while taking in the sights around town. One of the big activities in the first few days was a trip to the gun store, the most popular gun range in Las Vegas, which would have been great to go to, but Griffin and I had some business to attend to. In the desert.
Hey, we know where we want to go, we just realized we're stuck in here, so...
Okay, cool.
We're gonna keep going south, guys.
Okay, so it's not actually all that dramatic. We went out to the desert to shoot a scene that might be familiar if you watch this channel.
Russell! Griffin! Griffin, help me! You don't know where I've been! Help!
Russell! No! You're right there's good. Now just...
At the camera?
What?
Am I running right at the camera?
Yeah, and you're screaming, Griffin, and just come as close to the camera as you can. Hey, there's a rainbow. We got a rainbow.
There's a rainbow right there.
You should totally film it.
It's a single rainbow though. And scene.
Cool. Yeah, this is disappearing on us.
As we were walking back to our cars, we were walking through a field, and let's just say we narrowly avoided disaster.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Hi.
Good. This is an open archery range.
We realized that.
The next day, it was time for everyone to find out what this year's fight was going to be.
Should we announce these as we go?
No, it's gonna be a secret.
Ooh.
Welcome to Film Fights Con, the 10-year anniversary. 10 years of a film festival. So, this is the main event, the in-camera edit film fight. So we're gonna have a mix of, Russ has a tape camera, we have a DSLR, you're gonna have to shoot sequentially as well, and since the files are numbered, I'll know if you delete one and cheat. We've broken you all into teams, and also given you a specific location here in Vegas that you can highlight in whatever way you want to. It can be one shot, it can be the whole thing, but it's just kind of a way of giving you guys a location to start at.
The theme this year was 10 years later, which meant that everyone had to have 10 years pass at some point in their videos. Everyone also got a casino location that they had to use, except for Justin's group who got the monorail, which they were kicked out of. Actually, that was kind of a recurring thing because we were all going into Las Vegas casinos with our cameras, and security was all over everyone. We almost got kicked out quite a few times. We were told to leave. We just didn't. It made this fight really hard to do, on top of the fact that it was already pretty hard to do with the whole in-camera editing thing. Now, I can't tell you exactly which building my group was in when this happened, but we had to shoot a scene in a secluded upstairs bathroom of a particular location. We shot it, everything went well, we left, shot another scene, and then had to go back to the bathroom, and when we got there, our group member Jason Spencer noticed something on the ground. Blood. A lot of blood. And as we followed the trail, it just got bloodier. We just wanted to get the hell out of there, and unfortunately we didn't get footage, as we noticed just on the way out, of the massive pool of blood by the entranceway to the bathroom. Now, I almost wish that I could say we never found out what happened, but as we were going down the escalator, some security guards were going on the upside, and as they passed, we heard their conversation, which mentioned, Oh yeah, some guy got on the escalator and didn't have shoes on, and... well, you can probably guess how the rest of that went. That night we gathered for the big screening, and there wasn't one weak link in the entire bunch. Everyone did great work. We took a few polls afterward as a sort of award ceremony, and just had a great time together as the trip was winding down. Guys, if you want to be a part of an awesome filmmaking community, trust me when I say, join up and start submitting over at filmfights.com. And if you ever have the opportunity to go to one of their conventions, another one of which should be happening in 2014, do it. Even if you're just a lurker who's only ever watched and never commented, we had somebody there like that, and they had a great time. You'll meet cool people, make some friends and connections, and you'll probably come out of the whole thing pretty inspired to make some work of your own. I know I was. Back to you, Griffin.
So, Amy, what was your favorite part of Film Fights?
All of it. Every single moment was the best moment of my life.
Having the shoot literally in-camera edits.
I love the return of the in-camera edit and just like, you know, the general community, getting to see everyone hang out.
I mean, it's always tough to get out here sometimes, but I'm really glad I was able to make it.
Exceeded all my expectations. It was awesome.
Griffin's makeup.
Yeah, Griffin's makeup. I don't love in-camera edits anymore.
I've vomited more in Vegas than I have probably in the last decade, so...
I could say all the wonderful people I met and all the fun I had, but I think the most memorable was finding a crap ton of blood in a bathroom thinking it was a possible crime scene. Vegas.
I got to see Russell again. Sweet.
I just feel lucky to have created a shell that's just filled with the coolest people on the planet, and we have people from all over different countries this year, and it's great. So I had a great time.
Justin Johnson has already given us so much with filmfights.com, but he and Eric are giving us a free movie this week. Their 23-minute documentary, Father-Son Run, about Eric's cross-country motorcycle journey with his father, is now available on YouTube. I really enjoyed watching it, and I think you will too. Apple announced their new iPhone 5S and 5C this week, offering a better processor, a fingerprint scanner, lots of new colors, but anything for filmmakers? It will shoot 120 frames per second at 720 resolution, which is kinda cool for slow motion, but not anything to get super excited about. The upgrade from an f2.4 lens to an f2.2 also doesn't sound like news, but when you pair it with the 15% larger sensor, you actually get 37% more light in your photos and video. Plus, I'm intrigued by the True Tone flash. By mixing a white LED and a yellow LED, the flash can produce a whole range of color temperatures to better complement whatever environment you're in, whatever kind of white balance you're in. Of course, a phone isn't an ideal filmmaking tool, but sometimes the best camera is the camera you have with you when something cool happens. And luckily, a lot of phones now have pretty nice cameras. I mean, if you put your phone on a tripod and light your set, there's really no reason you couldn't shoot a whole short film on a phone. Speaking of low light performance, Canon is working on an experimental sensor that can practically shoot in the dark, and this week they released some test footage. Here we have Japanese fireflies and the forest lit by only a quarter moon. This technology isn't yet available for purchase, but doesn't it just make you appreciate how amazing cameras are? It just makes me excited. So based on your feedback, it looks like the most memorable moment from last week's premiere episode of Indy News was this.
Russell! No!
Pretty quickly, this landed on the Indy Mogul Reddit, then this animated GIF. That's right, it is GIF, not animated GIF. I used to say GIF, but I finally converted to the correct pronunciation. And then Russell isolated my head, which is fun for wearing in Google Hangouts, and then my friends on Facebook just started going crazy. You guys should really post these on the Indy Mogul Reddit so that everyone can see them. On today's playlist, we have Father Son Run, Eric and Justin's short documentary, Canon's low-light footage, another look at the Film Fights convention from filmmaker Jason Spencer, and if you missed it on Friday, we shared the short films we shot, all edited in camera. On next Monday's episode, we'll answer a question I've had for a while. Does it make a difference when you hack your DSLR? We're going to compare the Panasonic GH2 hacked versus no hack and see if there's really a visible difference. Thanks for watching, everyone.